Happy Memorial Day, even though I don't really care too much about it. I mean, any holiday, but I'm grateful that I'm not gonna go to work for one more day. So, as I was thinking, I'm actually home alone and I was thinking about a lot of crap, and I was thinking, like, maybe I was never good enough, or maybe I was never meant to be loved, you know? Even though I get that, the whole concept of love is all bullcrap and it's not true, but I'm thinking, like, as a man, as a straight man, you should have your experiences, you should have a woman by your side that actually loves you and cares about you, and she's attracted to you and you're attracted to her as well. But unfortunately, we're living in a world that for certain men it's not really attainable. And for the longest I was always wondering, like, why is this always happening? But and then I came to the conclusion that maybe I'm just not good enough, like, pretty much every girl that I talk to, it never goes anywhere. Usually it lasts very short. Like, they usually brush me off, they usually ignore me, they usually, they're cool with me 1 second and the next minute they just, they act like they don't know me. I'm a complete stranger. They play games, they play mind games, they never take me seriously. They always reject me. They always they always find flaws or excuses not to be with me. So I was thinking, like, maybe I'm just like, I was never meant for love. I was never meant to be loved. And at the age of 30, almost 33, I'm thinking, like, maybe it's just over. Maybe I just have to just, you know forget about it. Maybe I just have to, like, completely forget about women. And maybe I should just focus on other aspects of life. Like, I know it's gonna be hard because we're men, we're human beings, we have needs, we have urges and all that stuff. But I'm just thinking, like, if every girl that you talk to and it just, like, ends in a dead end, it's just like, and by the way, it never goes to like a long term. What I'm saying is, like, never goes to a long term. Like, how some men, they just, like, talk to women, and all of a sudden, like, it leads to, like, a, you know s- maybe sexual and all that. It leads to, like, them making out and going out and all that stuff. Or maybe it led to, like, a relationship. But as far as for me, it just it never happened. It never happened. Matter of fact, none of my interactions with women have passed the first date. Like, the first date was the best that I could do, and after that I could never see them. Yeah, I had one female friend, but um you guys already know the story. I mean, I kissed one girl back in 2014, but I mean, I already talked about that. But I'm just saying, like, it was never something solid like these other guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, these other guys can pull girls, one girl after a girl, after another one, after another one, after another one. These other girls can have, like, threesomes. They can have, like, women, like, driving for them for, like, I don't know, cross country, fly for them and all that stuff. And me, I'm just like, I can't even get a friend request, like I send a friend request, then all I see is that either getting rejected or it just stays there. The woman doesn't acknowledge it or doesn't care about it. You know what I'm saying? Or it just wants to leave it there. To add up her the list of like other men that she didn't like accept the friend requests. And all these people in my life, they were blaming me. They were saying like, oh, I'm doing everything wrong. My mom says like, you just don't have enough experience, you just don't know how to talk to girls and all that stuff. And maybe that's the case, because whenever I was growing up, I was never learned how to talk to girls. Like, I never had like the courage, I never had like the confidence that a lot of people say. I never had the I never had the motivation to pursue any girls, or talk to them. So maybe I'm paying for the prices, you know what I'm saying? Like at the age of 33, I'm paying for the prices. And I'm telling you guys, it's just not a it's not a good life to live, man. And people by my age, what I'm saying, they're already established everything. People at my age, they have like 20 to, like, I'm talking about men. Like women obviously, like you can't do the math, but men at my age, they usually have like 20 to 100 bodies or maybe more. But at this age, I'm just like, I couldn't even get a girlfriend. So that just proves something. Being in your 30s, almost in your mid 30s, and never been in a relationship, never had like any sexual experience, and never holding a girl's hand while walking and all that stuff. Never had a girl actually likes you, like genuinely likes you and kiss you and embrace you and all that. It's just like, it's brutal, bro. And I know maybe to you guys I'm just repeating myself, but I'm just like expressing myself, bro. Like it's a really painful experiences, it's a really painful existence. And I don't know what to do at this age. At this age, I'm just thinking like it's over, bro. Like, I've talked to other people, they really don't understand the situation. They don't really know what's going on in my life, but they always say like, oh, it's not too late. It's not too late. I had one person tell me like it's already late, but it was my female coworker. She was saying like, it's already too late. And maybe she's right. Maybe she sees something. You know what I'm saying? Because like when she was 16, she already had her first kid. 16 years old, and God knows how, like, before that what she was doing. And like, guys are the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it usually starts very young. It usually starts very early. Like, you should gather all those experiences. You should basically have that skill, build that skill of getting girls and seducing them and all that stuff. Especially as an unattractive guy, bro. Like, as a undesirable guy, as an unwanted guy, as a short guy, you should learn how to talk to girls, bro. Like, because I'm telling you, like, if you're a short guy, if you're like, if you're not a factor and you don't know how to talk to girls, bro, I'm telling you, you're gonna die virgin, bro. Like, like straight up. And but I'm just thinking like, at this age, everybody's looking down on me. Everybody's like shaming me. Everybody's thinking like I'm just gay. Everybody thinking like, I have like something seriously wrong with me because I don't have a girlfriend and all that stuff. Because they themselves have are married and all that, and they see a guy who can't even like. They always telling me like, "Are you even talking to any girls and all that stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do, but you know what I'm saying? It never goes anywhere, dog. Like it literally goes anywhere." And why should I continue like doing same crap over and over again, and get nowhere? Like I can ask like I don't know, like 200, 300, 400 girls, and most likely they all say the same thing. They all say like, "No, get away from me. Nah, I'm good. I have a boyfriend. Not interested." And all that crap. Or ignore me. They don't say anything. Just walk away. So when you're in this situation, man, it's just like you feel like you're trapped. I feel like I'm trapped, bro, because like I have my needs and all that stuff. And let me tell you something. A lot of people in this community, like a lot of people telling me like, just pay for it, bro. Just pay for it and get over it. Crush your ego, bro. Get your ego out of the window and just pay for it. Well, guys, let me tell you something. All of you guys that say that, you probably guys had like girlfriends. I don't know if you had one or not. I'm just assuming that you had one, but so after that, maybe you had like a really bad experience, and that girl left you, and you guys don't want to be in a relationship, but you guys want to get your needs met. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you just like be like, you know what, F it. I'm just gonna pay for it because I don't want to have a girlfriend. So you'd be like, okay, you know what, pump and dump. Just pay for it, get over it. But me, I just want to have like I just want to have that experience. I just want to have that connection. I just want to know how it feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never had one. Like I just literally never had one. Like I never had like, I can't go up to somebody and tell them like my ex was this because I never had a girlfriend to call my ex. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's not a good feeling, bro. It's not a good feeling because like a lot of people say like, "Oh, my ex was this, my ex was crazy, my ex was this, that, and the other. I got cheated on and all that stuff." I can't even say that, bro. I can't even say that because I never had one, none of it. Like I never been cheated on. Like I just like when I was in like I never was in a relationship to see like what a girl does for me and all that stuff. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I never lived with a girl. I never had a girl like cook for me. I never had a girl to massage me. I never had a girl like, give me some toppy. I just never had that. And I never had like a girl like buy me like something on my birthday and all that stuff. Like as far as like a girlfriend. So I just want to feel that experience at least once. At least once in your lifetime, you should experience having a girlfriend, bro. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I know a lot of you gonna call me crazy and all that, but at least once you gotta have that experience. You gotta have that record. So, and when you don't have that, it kind of crushes your soul because you're gonna be like, man, I'm not good enough and shit. I'm not good enough to have anybody. I'm just like, I'm lame. I'm just like ain't crap. And a lot of times that's what I feel about myself because I see all these other guys. They're always walking around with girls and shit. Sometimes they're walking around with 2 or 3 girls. I don't know if is there a side chick or whatever, or it's their sister, it's their cousin or whatever, or it's their girlfriend's is their girlfriend's friend or something. I don't know, but I'm just saying like all these guys are walking around with girls. Like I rarely see a guy walking by himself. I rarely see it. And even if they walking by themselves, guess what? A girl like randomly appears out of somewhere and they grab each other's hand and they walk. It happened to me like yesterday. I saw this guy walking by himself and all of a sudden this girl came out and start kissing, and grab each other's hand and just walked out, Or a lot of times, when you see guys walking by themselves, maybe they're going to their girlfriend's house, maybe like they're going on a date or something, you know what I'm saying? So you can't really say like, oh, these guys are lonely and just walking alone by themselves. No, it's not like that. You know, a lot of times these guys are going somewhere, like to a girl's house. Maybe they're going to their ex's house or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to their ex's house, like when their boyfriend is not there, so they can go smash and that girl's boyfriend come back and kiss them in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit like that. But and then I know it's like a funny story, but it happens a lot, dude. Like it happens a lot. I mean, I know like being in a relationship is not gonna be all fun and game and all that stuff. I know that. Like I literally know that. I know women, bro. Like women are like the byproduct of evil. I know that, but what I'm saying is that at least you have to have one experience to know how it is. So before you die, bro, like before I die, I want to have somebody that I say like, okay, this bitch did me wrong or something like that. You know, even though it sounds crazy, or maybe something like good. You know, maybe it's like, okay, my ex wasn't that bad. You know, she was okay. She was decent. You know, I know we were fighting and arguing, but you know, no relationship is perfect. No relationship is without like going without arguing or fighting for months and years. You know, at least once in a while. You know, you guys gonna go each other's nerves and shit. You know, but when you don't have none of it, you know, you can't really like you feel empty. You know, you feel like you're just so far behind. You know, and that ain't a fun experience, bro. And yeah, I just like at least in my life, I just wanted to experience it once. And the earlier that you experience it is way better. You know what I'm saying? Like if you experience that whenever you're in your teen years, that would be great, man. That's great. Like when you're like 14, 15, 16, you know, like you experience that. That's great. You know, but in your late 20s and early 30s and mid 30s, nah, man, that's too late, bro. That's way too late. Like having your first girlfriend in your late 20s or early 30s, bro. Come on, like that's like you haven't developed anything, man. Like at the early age, you should have known like how women are. You know, you should have known like even though we can know everything about women, but we don't know like how to like keep them around, bro. Like we'd have to know like how to treat them, so keep them around. You know, I know like a lot of people say like, oh, you have to treat women like shit and all that stuff. But guess what? As an average guy, as an unattractive guy, as like a short guy, you can't really treat women like shit, you know, because you know they already don't like you. And what makes you think like if you treat them like shit, they're gonna like you, bro? Like, come on. At least like you have to be like somewhere in the middle, you know. Like if you're in the middle, then maybe that's something. But you like as like a short guy, you know, treat women like shit. You know, like they're gonna be literally disgusted by you, bro. Unless like okay, unless like you have like millions and millions racked up in your bank account, then you can't really do that. As average Joe, you can't really do that, bro. I mean, think about it. It boggles me, you know. It boggles me that a lot of people give me like false hope and false advice, you know, telling me like, oh, you gotta be confident, bro. You gotta fix your personality, bro. Well, first of all, how can you be confident at the age of 32, 33 when you never had a girlfriend? How can you be confident when you're alone all the time, when you live with your mom, when you haven't accomplished anything, you know? The only thing that I accomplished is that I have a job, I have a little bit of saving, and I have a car. That's all I did. And I have like a laptop and all that stuff. But that doesn't mean anything, bro. These days women require so much that's like nothing. That is absolutely nothing. That's not even a bare minimum, bro. These days. These days, you gotta have your own house paid off. You gotta have your own car paid off. You have to have zero debt. Zero debt. You have to be responsible. You have to like be fit. You know, you have to like eat healthy. You have to go to gym. You have to like have a bunch of people around you. You have to have a good connection. You have to have a good career. You have to have good social skills. You have to have like you have to be very oriented, and you have to have a bunch of experience with other women, like tons of experience with other women. You know, that's what women require. You know, if you don't have none of that, well, guess what? You just have to give up. You know, you just have to give up and walk away because it's not gonna happen. Maybe you gotta get lucky, you know. But hey, man, that thing is not gonna last, you know. Or maybe like it's not gonna be with the girl that you want. I'll be honest with you. Like a lot of times, a lot of guys be like, "Oh, just take what you can get." I'm like, I seriously refuse to take a single mother. That's just me. I don't like single mothers. I just don't. Okay, and I don't like land wheels, bro. I'm a small guy. I'm a freaking small guy. I only like 165 pounds. What makes you think like having a land wheel? I mean, I don't want to break my back, dog. Like, why should I be with somebody who's like twice my weight or three times my weight? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of you guys are okay with that, but I'm not okay with that, bro. I can't do that because I need my back. You know, and then like these women, they still demand the same thing as a very attractive guy. You know, do you think like these land whales have like low standards? Do you think like these single mothers have low standards, bro? If you really believe that, you're a delusional mother effer. I'm telling you. But let me tell you something, man. I know I'm never gonna be good enough for any women. You know, even for these single mothers, even for these land whales, I'm not gonna be good enough because even these land whales and these single mothers, they have like Chads and Tyrones and you know, Abduls hitting them up. You know, so they probably gonna look at me like, oh, I don't wanna get near this loser. Even them, they're gonna call me a loser. Even their loser themselves, they're gonna call me a loser. You know, a woman that failed miserably with a kid or a couple kids, with a failed relationship, making bad decisions, she's a loser. But she's gonna call me a loser because why? Because you know I'm in my 30s and never had a girlfriend. You know, a Landwell who's like never wants to lose weight, never wants to go to gym, never wants to be healthy, she's gonna call me a loser. You know, she, even though herself, you know, she barely can walk. You know, before like she rolls on the ground like a freaking you know, like a snowball. You know, she called me a loser because like they have options, bro. I don't have no options. I mean, I can't be fit. I can't have a good money. I can have a good car. I can have my place, but possibly I'm never gonna have a girlfriend, bro. Like it's just like that because I don't have experience, dog. Like I don't know how to like execute situations with women. Like I just don't know. And I know to you guys I'm complaining, but I'm just like expressing myself, you know. And like I said, you know, it's probably over for me, but I'm just like I don't know why, but I'm still was kind of hopeful about it, but at some point you got to come to the conclusion that yeah, you're not good enough, man. I mean, physically I'm not good enough. Like I'm too short. I'm way too short, you know. I'm a midget. You know, my face is not the greatest, you know. I'm just like 6, you know, 6 out of 10. So that's not great. And money wise, I don't have money like that laying around. I have a little bit of saving, but I'll try to pay off my debt. You know, I have a job, but like I said, that's not good enough. I have a car, that's not good enough. I live with my mom, which is pretty bad, but I have no choice because like the prices of rent are like astronomical. If you don't make six figures, you can't live on your own, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, because you gotta have some savings for the dark days. You never know. You can't just have a crappy job and just move out right away. With no savings. Because you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot. I'm just telling you. And I'm obviously I never had a girlfriend, so that's like the biggest ick that women have, or one of the biggest icks that they have. No experience. My voice, it's not deep enough, and I'm not the most educated. I'm not the most knowledgeable guy. I mean, I know a lot, but I'm not like, I don't have like a I don't have like a education, like as far as like pussyology and all that, like no, I know it sounds lame, but I don't have that, bro. Like, what else? Like, I mean, all I do is just go to work and come home like this. It's been like 2 days that I'm home. I haven't gone out. Yeah, I gone out for get some food, but earlier. But other than that, I was just staying home. Nobody around me, no friends. I have no social circle, so that's another terrible thing, bro. So pretty much, I have everything that women hate, and my race too. I'm not white. I'm not Hispanic. So that's another bad thing, bro. And it's just like it just makes life feel so empty, bro. Like, it's just like I always tell myself, like, what's gonna be the next move, like what's gonna happen in the future, because I'm contemplating. I'm like, what is gonna happen? Is this like gonna continue until I die? Is this gonna be like, is this gonna be it? Is this the finish line? Is this like, that's it? Because my life was on pause for a long time. It's been since high school. My life was on pause. So, for the most part. And with the way things are going, with all this competition, with all these dating apps that women are on, with all these only fags, only fools, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all these bullcrap dating apps that women have, I ain't never gonna be good enough, bro. Like, there's always somebody better, like, comes along with these women, bro, because women are always lucky. And if you see like a woman failed in relationships, because it's her fault. She has all the choice, she has all the options, but she's choosing the worst, and that's because of her mental issues, man. Women are not perfect. Women are not perfect. Like a lot of men, like a lot of people think like women are perfect. I'm like, nah, man, women are not perfect. They're far from perfect, bro. I mean, look at them. They're narcissists. They have bad attitudes. They always think like they're better than everybody. They always like look down upon certain people. They're always disrespectful. They're rude. They feel entitled. And as far as their looks, some of them are not natural. Some of them are like, some of them have like messed up features. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them are flat. Some of them are like extremely tall. Some of them are like, I don't know, they have some defects about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them have like big foreheads, big noses, small lips, small breast, small backside, flat backside. So they're not perfect, bro. But for whatever reason, this society that we live in says like, oh, women are perfect. But I'm just saying, like, these women, even if they can be like the lowest, like the lowest and the ugliest and the crappiest on the bottom of the barrel. Like they can be like that, you know. Even they can be like trash on the very bottom of the trash can, and they can still pull like good looking guys, you know, because of social media. You know, social media makes it so easy for these women to get what they want, and do they look down upon like guys like me. That's why they don't give like guys like me a chance, because they be like, okay, if this top tier guy's hitting me up, then I'm not gonna get with this guy who's average. You know, I'm not gonna get with this guy. If a guy who's like 6'4" hitting me up, why should I get with this guy who's like 5'7"? If I get with this guy who has like a Audi R8, why should I get with this guy who has like a Honda? If I have to get if this guy who's hitting me up, you know, like he has a mansion, why would I get with this guy who lives with his mom? You know, if this guy has tons of experience, you know, he knows exactly what I want to hear, why should I get with this guy who can't even like talk to me for like 5 seconds before he messes up? You know, like it's just like always there's always somebody better pops out of nowhere. You know, even if you talk to a girl, if you're an average guy, I don't know if you guys noticed it. I noticed it a lot, but even as an average guy, you talk to these girls, and all of a sudden, like they ghost you. You know, they just like act like you don't exist and all that. You know why? It's because some better option just popped out of nowhere. You know, some guy just hit her up on social media, or even in real life. You know, a lot of men are approaching women, bro. Like, don't believe these women. Oh, men don't approach men. Men don't approach women. Men don't approach me. Don't listen to that shit. Men are always approaching women. It's just like those men that they're approaching, they don't even get considered because they're short, they're ugly, they're broke, or whatever. They have defects about themselves. These women, they don't even consider them. You know, and women always want a top tier guy. You know, women want the you know, they always want the MGKs. You know, they always want the Yellow Wolves. You know, they always want the Jeezys. You know, they always want those guys, you know. They don't want guys like me. They don't want guys. Guys like me are like, they're not even their like friend zone, bro. Guys like me, they're not even like in their in their like friend request collecting dust. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, people can blame me and all that stuff, but they don't know nothing about me. You know, they haven't seen what I've seen. But I just feel like, you know, I'm just like, I don't know, man. A lot of people say like, oh, you should try. You should try. And you try, they be like, and if you try and nothing works, oh, try harder. You try harder and it doesn't work, oh, you should try a little bit harder. You try a little bit harder and nothing works, oh man, you're doing something wrong. What am I doing wrong? Oh, you should have said this. You should have done this. You should have said this at this time. You shouldn't have said this at that time. Nah, man, if a woman is attracted to you, you don't have to like, you know, have these all these equations. You know, you shouldn't have like all these question marks to solve. You know, you shouldn't have all these like mysteries to solve. You know, it's not a rocket science. You know, if a girl doesn't like you. That's pretty much it. You know, like it doesn't matter. If she's not like feeling you, that's it. You know, she does. If you ain't shit in her eyes, you ain't shit in her eyes, and that's just how it goes. But a lot of people fail to realize that. Oh, you have a chance, bro. Who cares? There's a bunch of short guys getting girls, man. Look at them. Look at you. I'm like, yeah, they're getting girls and they're paying for it. They're not getting girls for free. That's for damn sure. Or maybe they have a lot of experience when they were younger, or they were a kid. Or maybe they're lucky. Shit, maybe they have money. They're tricking off. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't know this. Like, a lot of people don't want to think like that. They always want to pull something from the side of their back and just give it to you. I mean, I don't know, man. The way things are going, this word is becoming more and more crappier, and women are becoming more entitled day by day, and they be like, "Oh, there are good women out there. You just have to keep looking." I'm like, really? You think there are good women out there? Do you really think so? In 2025? Really? In 2025, you telling me like there are good women out there? Oh man, a good woman that is under 30. Right. Okay. Okay. All right. Believe in that delusion. I mean, maybe they are out there, but they're not around me. They're not in this city. They're not in this state. Maybe they're not in this country. Shit. Maybe they're not in this continent. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're somewhere 30, 40,000 miles away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe we don't even speak the same language. Maybe if I meet her and I'm like, we don't even know how to communicate. We don't even speak each other's language. Like, like it just kind of leads to awkwardness. We just have to pull up our phones and use like Google Translate or the voice translate or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like, I think like, I just, I don't know, bro. But I'm just gonna end this video because I'm just like, I don't want to drag this video for too long. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, and please don't comment anything ridiculous like, oh, just get an escort. Just don't send that message, bro. Don't comment those stuff, because like I've heard it so much. So I'm not gonna even reply. I'm not gonna even acknowledge it. So, but anyways, you guys have a wonderful and great weekend, and happy Memorial Day.